Good afternoon and welcome to our last quarter-final of the week between St Mary's College and Kilkenny. Blackrock, Gonzaga and Newbridge have already made it through to the semi-finals, and today will decide that final slot. Kick-off is coming up in just under 10 minutes' time. Well, I'm delighted to be joined once again in a wet Energia Park by Bernard Jackman. Bernard, we've managed to avoid the worst of the weather all week, but it's hit us hard today. How's that going to affect things, do you think?
Yeah, I think it's going to be very difficult to get the ball to width, and Mary's and Kilkenny like to use their back line, so there's going to be a big onus on the forward pack to get dominance, to win collisions, and obviously the half backs to make sure that their team are playing the right areas of the field. So it will make it more difficult, but look, we are lucky with the facility we have.
Kilkenny were up against Pres Bray, who were much fancied in that opening game, but they took care of them 23 points to 10. They looked composed that day. They didn't let the occasion get to them. Have you noticed that as being a trait of this team?
Yeah, I think over the last couple of years, the quality of rugby Kilkenny have played has been much improved. They're very competitive, and they'll see this as an opportunity to get another big scalp, and they'll come here full of confidence, I think, after a very positive first round win. And
some good talent as well in that Mary's side, in particular at 10.
Yeah, so Mary's the captain, Derek Gilbourne, is an outstanding player, representative honours, but so is the Kilkenny 10, Sean Naughton. So a real battle between both of those, and I'm sure some of the Leinster Academy coaches will be watching to see who comes out on top.
The predictions are pretty much 50-50 on this one. Have you any inkling whatsoever?
Yeah, look, I think it'll be very close, but I think this Mary's team we talked about for a couple of years, is this their best chance in a while, so maybe they'll just be good enough to get out on top.
Well, the supporters are in fine voice here behind me. The stage is set. St Mary's versus Kilkenny is coming up next.
When your tenants have a burst pipe, superheroes crashing through the wall isn't going to help anyone. With Direct Line Landlord Emergency added to your policy, we're on it to send a rather super plumber and guarantee they'll use the doorbell. Your tenants call us, we call them, they're on the job within 4 hours. We can also assemble locksmiths, glaziers, electricians and drainage engineers. We solve problems, you save money. Search Direct Line Landlord Insurance. We're on it. Direct Line.
You won't catch me buying a new car. Before you know it, you've outgrown it. You want all the latest tech? Nah, I'm a lease man, mate. Lease a brand new car from Zen Auto with flexible pricing tailored to your budget. Then after 3 years, you can change it for something new.
What are you doing?
Well, them. Not my real family, actors. Want a new car you can change at the speed of life? Don't buy it, Zen it. Search Zen Auto.
To the moon, let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars.
Imagine a community where millions invest in stocks, share ideas, strategies, and beyond.
To the moon?
In other words, eToro, the power of social investing.
Good afternoon and welcome to Energia Park for the last quarter-final of the week of the Bank of Ireland Leinster Schools Cup between St Mary's College and Kilkenny. Today will decide our final slot in the semi-finals of this year's competition. St Mary's opened their campaign with a 48-24 victory over CUS. There's plenty of quality across the squad. Evan Moynihan in the centre is one to watch. Out half and captain Dara Gilbourne controls things with a steady hand. But it is their pack, and in particular the Leinster representatives of Andrew Sparrow, back row Louis McGowan, second rows Luke Pollocky and Tom McAniff, who will hope to provide quality first phase ball for their backs. Kilkenny came out on top against a well-fancied Pres Bray team, showing real calmness and an ability to better manage the big occasion. Their forwards dominated that day, and once again they will look to Leinster under-18 Stephen Smith and his fellow back rows of Zach Furlong and Sam Dudley to front up today. Ireland Schools out half Sean Nocton will play a pivotal role in dictating his back line and using the likes of threatening centre Harry Rogers, who captains the side, and the back three of Andrew Moore, Dean Symes and Stephen Hillebrand. The conditions have changed somewhat today. The rain is coming steadily down, has been for the last couple of hours, but thankfully with the new pitch that will have little effect on the running. Handling might be a little bit tricky. I'm joined here by Bernard Jackman. Bernard, handling might be difficult, but still we can expect some running rugby given the fact that the pitch is in such great condition. Yeah,
the pitch is in great condition, and in fairness, we've had lots of ambitious and entertaining rugby all week here in Energia Park, and I don't expect anything different today, even though it is going to be harder. I think both halfbacks are really talented players, Gilbourne and Nocton, and they'll want to make sure that they get the ball to space, and I back these players' skill set to be able to execute more often than not.
As I said in the intro, I was impressed with Kilkenny's ability to manage their game. The first game they played against Pres Bray, who had beaten Kilkenny earlier in the league, so it looked like they managed the big occasion better.
Yeah, absolutely, and they'll get huge confidence from that. Obviously, coming into that game as underdogs, haven't had a good scalp, and again, in fairness, Mary's will be a scalp for them as well, and they'll see this as a big opportunity. Kilkenny over the last 4 or 5 years have become incredibly tough to beat, and very well coached, very well drilled team with lots of spirit. So this is a big test for St Mary's.
Darragh Gilbourne there to the left of your picture, bringing his team together for St Mary's underneath the supporters. Last words from him to his squad as they wait for Louis McGowan to join them. School anthem being belted out by the players. Brilliant occasion for young Schools players. Work hard all year to get to this position, get themselves in with a chance of reaching the semi-finals. Gilbourne, the captain, is Leinster under-19, of course. One very much touted for the future as well. Just awaiting the arrival of Kilkenny.
Mary's come out a little bit earlier because they like to get a few hits in on the bags. Obviously, it's a big delay from where they warm up on the back pitch to get into the dressing rooms to come back out and do their chant. So they came out a little bit earlier, whereas Kilkenny seemed to be ready to go and come out and get straight into kickoff.
Andrew Sparrow there in picture, hitting those bags. Another one of the Leinster representatives in this Mary squad, Leinster under-18s, and a big frame.
Big frame and highly touted, and just thinking how competitive it is for these young players to get into Leinster 19s, Leinster 18s, Irish schools. There's so much talent we've seen over the last couple of weeks, Reggie, and the production factory or production line is in good condition.
Harry Rogers now, the Kilkenny captain, leading his team out. The supporters giving them plenty of noise as they get onto the pitch. Similarly there we see Stephen Smith, the number 8, calling in the players, gathering them around. One last couple of words of encouragement. So Kilkenny will be playing from left to right. And if there is any breeze, they'll have that slight advantage in the first half, but it isn't much at the moment, the rain being the only real factor, and it's pretty much coming straight down here as we look at referee Glenn Sheridan, who will take control of today's game, and assisted ably by Mitchell Enderby and Sean Stanley, who will be watching things from the sidelines. As I said, it will be St Mary's who will get things underway, and Darragh Gilbert, the captain, has his players around him, and we're away in this last quarter-final. We go to the 22, and it's taken well. Captain Harry Rogers claiming that one, wanting to get his hands on the ball early. It's there for Kennedy, who launches an up and under towards Brennan. Bit of miscommunication there, but Gilburn calls for it, takes control. Mary's through Mancelli, take this one forward. Good break already. Half gap, the prop. Sparrow finds some space. Good open play already from Mary's as McGoran goes through there. Pass comes from Mulvihill, but that one just sloppy. It's tidied up. Gratefully accepted.
No.
By the Kilkenny players. Happy to stop that attack. Rogers goes in at scrum half. We'll go back for that penalty for a high tackle.
Yeah, big let off for Kilkenny there. Great break from the centre, Evan Moynihan, and he linked up with Sparrow, and you felt Mary's run a front foot, but probably Kilburn will regret putting that grubber kick through. It looked like they had options to go hands on the right hand side, and Kilkenny, in fairness, looked very composed when that kick went in behind and covered for a while. Just get another look at it. Just really good show and go by Moynihan, and he's someone that's really highly regarded in the Mary setup.
Good play there as we go for our first line out of the day.
So here's your gap, Red. Keep the space there, good.
Ashton Bolta.
2 meters now, 2 meters.
Kilkenny. The target is Bramley, but it's well blocked by McGoran again, getting in front of that one. Now he'll use Sparrow to drive forward here.
Tackle!
Ball available for Mulvihill, using his forwards again. On goes O'Brien. They go outside again towards Gilburn. Lovely little short pass. McGoran involved a lot early in this game. Gilburn, and that one just getting knocked out of the hands in the tackle.
Oh, great hit there by Dean Symes, the right winger for Kilkenny. He saw the danger, came in, got man and ball, but it's really impressive how flat Gilburn is playing to the line. He's just bringing his forward runners in, but just great read there, good technique, hip height, but the force of his tackle dislodges the ball. So really good bit of defence there by the Kilkenny right winger.
And bringing in the fullback as well, Brennan Early. Always a good threat when you can bring that fullback into the line like that, creating that extra man. We have our first scrum of the day. It'll be a Kilkenny scrum with Kennedy to put in. Stephen Smith packing down at 8 for Kilkenny. Great shot of the scrum. Pressure coming on from Mary's, but it's there for Kennedy. He gets it away nicely towards Loughlin. Captain Rogers takes it forward. Just trying to work their way out of their own half here. Setting up that box kick for Kennedy. Puts plenty of height on it. It's being watched by Kennedy and brilliantly taken by Stephen Kennedy. Hit well, but never took his eye off the ball. To go on the outside here towards O'Brien. Ball is there once again from Mulvihill. Big hit coming in there from Stanley. And winning the penalty. And that was great work there from the second row. Mark Stanley getting that hit in early on Mark McHugh, the hooker, and forcing that penalty.
Yeah, I think Mary's are a little bit too flat there. McHugh was just right on top of the defensive line when he caught that ball, and it was a great hit from Stanley and follow up. You can just see here, ball's on the air a long time, and he just gets caught man and ball, and it's his opposite man and gets over Bota and gets a great turnover.
Well, I did mention that there is a very, very slight breeze, but even at that, this is an ambitious attempt coming from Sean Nocton. Just about on the halfway line. Half a metre inside the Mary's half, and has decided to have a go with this one.
Yeah, it's a very ambitious kick, but if he's to get it, it'll be a real warning shot to Mary's of how important discipline it will be in territory. This is a huge kick for a schoolboy.
Hands down.
Struck it well as it got the distance. Oh, just goes to the left of the post. Wonderful strike though from Sean Naughton, the Ireland schoolboy, out half. And as you said, a real warning to Mary's. They can't afford to give penalties away.
No, he's well in his right to have a go at that. Very unlucky, great kick. He had the distance, just slightly tailed it off in the wind, but yeah, you'd fancy him from that range again.
Gilbourne now goes long for St. Mary's. It's watched all the way by Charlie Kennedy. Takes it forward again, making good ground off that catch. Calls of offside coming from the crowd. The referee doesn't see it. Adam Shirley manages to juggle that one a little bit. Presented for Kennedy. Lovely ball back inside, but the defence stands firm. The pick and drive now through Sam Dudley. Kennedy has it again. He goes back to his out half. Who's going to launch a huge testing. Gary Owen. Great chase coming up on Dara Gilbourne from Captain Harry Rogers, but Gilbourne was rock solid underneath that one.
Yeah, I think it's good tactics by Naughton. They got stopped in the gain line by aggressive Mary's defence, and he's just trying to test the backfield, putting up a lot of height in that. But fair play to Gilbourne. He was very comfortable under and gets a chance now to put Mary's up the line a bit.
And that's the second time we've seen Gilbourne drop back into that position, maybe overruling John Brennan at full back and taking control of the situation. And that's a lot of the way he plays the game. He likes to control things and lead by example.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, I think both ends are, even already you can see how talented both of them are, but Gilbourne being captain, there's extra responsibility on his shoulders, and he's certainly stepping up to the mark.
Now both are with the throw. Smith is the target, takes it down brilliantly. Lovely ball just out in front though. The pass from Kennedy to Naughton was just a little bit too far in front, and he had to reach the whole way, and that forced a knock on. So just an unfortunate pass, perhaps the wet ball causing that one.
Yeah, I think the ball just died. Maybe didn't get a good grip on it, but it's good the way Kilkenny are looking to play flat and really get over that gain line quickly through Naughton, but unfortunately there just the ball died in his feet.
Looking at both packs, there's pretty well matched physically, not much between them.
No, absolutely not. They're both big physical, good athletes, but yeah, they're well matched. Whereas yesterday we saw Belvedere, who were huge and had physical dominance up front.
Mulvihill with the put in, scrum goes down. We'll go again. Referee Glenn Sheridan right there in hand.
As the ball came in, just make sure you wait for the ball.
With a little bit of damp conditions, slight slip or two, so he's giving them a chance to reset again.
That's not too close. Give yourself some space. Yeah, thank you.
Coach Peter Swanepoel there for Kilkenny College, anxiously watching proceedings.
Set.
Devin Mulvihill with that pudding once again. Ball goes down.
There's a big battle on the far side between Sparrow and Watchorn, who are really having a go off each other. And unfortunately, there's no stability at the moment, so we've had two collapsed scrums. But referee's gone over to keep an eye on it. So hopefully we get a clean ball here, and we get to see what Mary's can do as a backline.
And if we don't, we'll get a free kick. That's for sure. It's not going to go to a fourth set scrum. I'd be amazed if it does.
Bind. Set.
Yeah, Mulvihill puts it in. Ball is good.
Keep it
scrum is steady. It's there at the feet of McGovern. Goes down the left-hand side. Lovely pass from him.
On the face.
Just tried to force it a little bit there, Mulvihill. Went backwards was the call from the referee, and a mistake there from Andrew Moore. Is a knock on. The Kilkenny players are not too happy. They were convinced it was a knock on by a Mary's player, but the referee clearly stating that it hit his head. Then Sheridan.
Yeah, I think Mary's didn't play to the whistle there, Reggie. I think they felt it was a knock on.
To the left, please.
I think it did hit his head, but unfortunately from Kenny point of view, then Andrew Moore just lost control of the ball in the backfield.
Yeah, John Brennan.
It's better now on your side.
The face with that one, so that's spotted by the referee. In real time, it definitely looked like a knock on. A little bit scrappy so far in this game, but you can expect that a bit with the conditions as Mulvihill puts this ball in, and it's there at the feet of McGovern. Again, that pass just not getting out towards Moynihan, but he does well to recover as Kennedy straightens the line a little bit. We'll need support now. Oh, it's a good break back inside by McGovern again. But the defence closes them down. Meet the Menselli now. making another 5 metres. Oh, his opposite number, Stephen Smith, does really well. Gets in there early and was strong on that ball.
Yeah, very good defence by Smith. He didn't die in the tackle. He stayed in his feet. He kind of pulled Mancelli down and got straight over for the poach. And if you get any bit of a lift at all on it, referees will give you the benefit of the doubt. And then there's some back chat from St Mary's, so they march 10 yards further down the field.
Upton now trying to get some positional play. Brings play.
That leader. That's twice. The ball's been kicked away after a penalty. No more now. Okay, half a minute. Yeah, thank you. There you go.
Stephen Smith with a brilliant turnover there for Kilkenny, and you can hear the referee explaining that that's the second time the ball's been kicked away. He's not going to stand for that. You can see in the background there the rain still steadily falling here. But both now will have the chance for this line out. Smith could well be the target, but he does have Stanley as well. It's Smith though, and it doesn't go to hand. And that one getting tapped back by St Mary's. No knock on.
Carried back in.
So that could have gone anywhere. Mulvihill manages to get it back to Gilbourne though, and he puts a good boot on that, but it's very well taken.
All offsides.
All offside. We'll go straight back, and this is one, given what we've seen with the first attempt at penalty, you'd certainly expect Sean Naughton to have a go at this one.
Yeah, and it's a very neatest penalty from St Mary's point of view. They turned over the ball at the line out, but a long kick down the field from Gilbourne, and unfortunately his forwards, I think it was the hooker, Mark McHugh, just advanced a little bit too early. I'm surprised the referee didn't play a bit more advantage. He blew it up quite quickly, but I suppose from the Kilkenny point of view, they'll be happy to have a shot at goal.
And there's at least 6 of them there in picture that we could see that didn't wait for their captain to get in front of them. Yeah, started running straight away, and it's a real easy mistake to give away.
Easy mistake, and in fairness to the referee, I think if he nips down the bud now, it should lead to more time for the back 3 players to counter-attack later on and get a chance to see what they can do ball in hand.
Sean Naughton, Ireland Schools International, lining this one up. Composes himself. Strikes it very well. Is it on target? It is indeed. Right between the posts, and as we saw, going over the clubhouse at the back, plenty of distance to spare, and a real warning there for St Mary's, and a good start for Kilkenny.
Yeah, great start. They defended well. They've creaked their way up the field, and they've now taken advantage of good field position with that penalty giving them a 3-point lead. So, but Mary's probably have done a little bit more ball in hand, just need a little bit more composure.
They go long again, trying to pin back Kilkenny, but that won't work. Turned with interest. Well taken though. And there. Once again, just support. Slow getting in there to help Brennan out on that occasion, and just holding on while he was waiting for his players to get there. And Kilkenny will just soak that all day long.
Yeah, very, very good kick from Harry Rogers. Pinned Mary's down the touchline, and obviously when Brennan tried to run it back, the big lock for Kilkenny, Mark Stanley got in over the ball. So real threat around the breakdown. Kilkenny has 2 big penalties for them.
Let's see it here again. Just isolated, not quick enough going in. We did see McGoran getting in there, but body position wasn't great, and he just didn't manage to get in underneath the player and drive Stanley away. Line that hasn't really functioned yet though. Ashton Botha there, the hooker, needs to get this one right. Little dummy at the front. They go towards the back instead, and once again it's crooked, and it's tidied up by St Mary's. A real problem area for them, Bernard.
Yeah, they're very ambitious going to the back so quickly and early in the game, particularly with these conditions. So they'll have to tighten it up a little bit and give them an easier option.
Trying to bring play up on this near touchline. Moynihan now with a good run goes into the tackle area. Kilkenny not putting players in there, just waiting till they see the right opportunity to try and poach it. Little show and go, tries to offload again there from Gilbourne to Hopkins, but it didn't go to hand. Hopping off the shoulder, knock on again, and just those little short plays that they're trying, not quite working for Mary's at the moment.
Yeah, in some ways it's great to see them play so flat, but maybe just need to take a metre off it, given how difficult the ball is to hold. And in fairness to Mary's, they are trying to play, they're trying to stick to their patterns. Moynihan's been really impressive. He's got over the game on every time he's got the ball, but just when they go back to the right here, just see it here. It's that's a nice carry from the hooker, but it's the next play. It's just Gilburn trying to get that late pass into space, and there was two guys running into the same hole, and they ended up knocking it on.
Yeah, sort of a mix-up there between McGurran and Hopkins. But a good drive there from Mary's. Very, very strong, but they're driving too far. The referee won't let them go beyond that. 1.5 metres.
Come back.
Yeah, so at schools level you can only push 1.5 meters, so it's a big battle to try and get that surge of power quickly so you can get a turnover, so the ball goes back down your channel. If not, it's a waste of energy really once the ball's at the back feet and you've pushed 1.5 meters already.
Steady. Crouch! Bind! Set!
Now Charlie Kennedy with the put-in to the feet of Smith. Kenny will get it away himself straight away to Captain Rogers. Managing to get it out towards that wing. Hillebrand throwing a bit of a dummy there, but they're just kind of walking themselves into touch more, trying to find a way to keep it in play, but just too close to that touch line.
We're not going quickly.
Yeah, I think Hillebrand's first instinct was to kick it, and find space in the backfield. You just see there, maybe feels he can't get it away, and from there, Moynihan's involved, gets a big turnover. He's trying to give his team a little bit of energy. They have made some errors. They look a little bit shell-shocked.
1 metre, please, number 1. Yeah, out. Gap, thank you.
Now, can Mary sort their line out? Mark McHugh, the hooker, with the throw. He's got a target of McGurran. Goes towards the front. There's a dummy there. It goes instead towards McAniff. But again, the line is just a mess today. It's not working for either team. As on goes Stephen Smith for Kilkenny, and he wins a penalty for a high tackle. They're gone quickly. Zach Furlong with the tap and go. Little offload from him to his hooker, Ashton Botha. Still have possession. It's there for Kennedy. The numbers on the outside. Lovely little grubber kick coming through there from Nocton. The chase is on. Which way is this going to pop up? Oh, it's well covered in the backfield by Stephen Kennedy. Manages to find a way. Looking for a gap. It's well hit there by Sam Dudley.
Let it go now.
The ball could have gone anywhere. Brilliant covering play there from Stephen Kennedy, the winger, managing to get back
and
save his team. But they're not out of here yet. Still a lot of pressure coming as Luke Pollocky takes that one forward. Now it's onto the hooker, McHugh. Good clear outs coming in there as well from Aaron O'Brien. The call is coming in to Gavin Mulvihill to get some distance on this one. Look at the box kick. Puts it up, but it didn't get any distance whatsoever. Who's going to grab this one? It's bouncing everywhere. Where is it going to end up? In touch, and it's going to be a Kilkenny put in.
Yeah, big momentum for Kilkenny at the moment. Reggie, from the line out, this is lovely by Nocton, and great pace and skill by Mark Stanley. He's so unlucky this doesn't bounce up for him, but in fairness, it was brilliant cover by Stephen Kennedy, who comes all the way across from his left wing. You see it on the replay here, and just has the speed then to get outside, get around the post, out of dead ball area, and gives Mary's a chance to exit.
Line-out hasn't worked for both yet. What do they need to do with this line-out?
Inside,
look, it looks like
inside.
Mary's are giving Kilkenny the front, but they have this one. No, it's knocked down in the air.
Still a little bit loose, but Botha has tidied it up. So can they set them all up off this? We see Stanley standing out there looking to take it.
That's it.
It's a 1/2 metre or so. Pick and drive is going to be the tactic. Furlong's there with support from Bramley. Now we've got the tight head Shirley going forward. He'll need people with him. Oh, it's a good tackle coming in there from McHugh, the hooker. Has to get away now, McHugh. Needs to be careful. Kennedy flicks that one out towards Witchhorn. Kennedy go wide now. Rogers, little flick back inside. Stepping all the time. Needs to get that ball back. I think McGowan might have gotten in there and got his hands on that. Brilliant steal from the Mary's number 8. Getting in there on that ball and turning it over. And Mary's defending for all their life here. Pollocky presents it. Oh, and a knock on there, but is it offside? We'll go back for that offside. And a brilliant steal there from the Mary's number 8.
Yeah, Louis McGowan, he's been very impressive. And in fairness, it was a key turnover because Harry Rogers was going forward with big leg drive and he just stripped it as they got close to the St. Mary's line. So very positive impact from him in the game so far. But Kilkenny have ascendancy now. They're spending a lot of time in Mary's 22. And you feel Kilkenny need to take advantage of this or they'll ruin missed opportunities.
5.
So it'll be a line out to St. Mary's. It hasn't functioned for either side. They'll go again. This time it's the easy option to McGurran. Takes that one easy. A little bit risky with that flick out the back, but it's tidied up by McHugh. Taken forward now. And once again, and that's a huge penalty call there. Holding all is the call from the referee, but we know that this is very kickable for Naughton. So once again, the breakdown, just letting Mary's down.
Yeah, it seemed to be a bit chaotic. I don't think the plan was for the ball to go to the back stair. They were trying to create a maul, and McHugh fired it out from it seems to just bobble out here. He threw it out to the backs, and because of that, they weren't really set to get to the breakdown quick enough. And look at the Kilkenny back row are just on everything. They're scavenging at every breakdown.
Yeah, with Stephen Smith again, the number 8, just getting in there and getting his hands on that, and he's incredibly strong when he's in over that ball. As we see excited Kilkenny fans watching Sean Naughton steady himself for this one. We know distance won't be a problem. Steady run up, strikes it brilliantly. Is it between the posts? Yes, it is. Never in doubt. And another 3 points added to the scoreboard by the out half. Kilkenny looking in control.
Yeah, he's a lovely striker of the ball, and they'll know that if they can just get the territory battle right, continue to attack the breakdown like they are, win penalties, he'll put scores on the board and reward his pack.
Gilbourne going long again. Easily dealt with. Now on goes Stephen Smith with the drive.
Let it go!
Releases the call from the referee. It's a tackle. His knees had hit the ground.
Inside.
It's there for Kennedy. He's inside, just checking with the referee to make sure he can put distance on this one. Up it goes. It didn't get much distance. He had checked with the referee. I think there was just a bit of a half charge down on Charlie Kennedy.
Yeah, he was under big pressure, in fairness. St. Mary's are trying to get to his right foot, and I think it was McGowan again who just got there maybe and reduced some of the distance on the kick through his pressure.
McHugh goes towards the back. It's taken well by McGowan. Little flick down towards the middle towards McAniff. On they go again with the pick and drive from Mary's. Can't afford to get isolated. That's where they've given away the penalties before. McAniff again with the drive. Backwards is the call from the referee. Lovely little flick there towards McGowan. He gets support coming in from Sparrow. It's there. McHugh takes it forward again. Just 2 meters from the line now, the hooker. And a real chance here for Mary's. They go with that pick and drive again from Fionn King. In comes Rogers to try and get his hands on that ball, but the penalty back.
It's here.
McGurran with the tap, he's gone towards the line. Has he reached it? Oh, it's just squirted out the back, but they still have it, Mary's. Over the line, but he might be held up. Hard to see that one getting down. Just held up, referee very well positioned on that one. And Sheridan right there to see that it was held up. It really looked like they might have found a way.
Yeah, brilliant defence again from Kenny. McGowan took a chance, and in fairness, he thought he was going to get over, but then he presented the ball perfectly. And here, Mary's just need to be patient. You can't go over that line unless you're sure you're going to get it down, because if not, there'll be a goal line dropout, which Kilkenny have taken.
Now, Mary's going off this as we see Moynihan stepping left and right, trying to find some space, but the Kilkenny defence once again getting organised quickly. It's there. Pick and drive again from Mary's. Oh, that one squirted forward. It's well picked up there by Dudley. He's gone. They're looking to move everything quickly. Kilkenny every chance they get. Kennedy now using the big forward runners. Tight head Adam Shirley placing that one back. As we see Naughton launch another bomb. It's being watched all the way by Brennan and brilliantly taken by the young fullback. Never took his eye off the ball. Plucked it out of the air. McHugh, the hooker, goes forward. Carrying quite a lot early doors, this young hooker. Over hill. Ooh, that one just going a little bit backwards towards Gilburn. And he'll take it forward. One direction only. Now we'll see that right boot of Moynihan swing at that one, but it could sit up nicely for Kilkenny as Moore picks that one up, and he'll put his left boot in it. See space in behind. Whether or not a factor here. Taken very well. Oh, what a tackle that is on Brennan.
Out two.
Still have it though, Marys. With a lot of work to do from here as Mancelli brings that one forward. Lewis McGoran again, so involved. He must be in double figures for the amount of carries he's had so far in this game. Oh, that was charged down. Where's it going? It's there on the Kilkenny side. They'll need to go quickly off this.
Sealing off.
Oh, that's a big call from the referee straight away. A little bit harsh, was it, Bernard?
Yeah, no, I think he just didn't. His body position was down. It was great pressure at the back of the breakdown as Kennedy was looking to box kick. Mary's just flood through. The ball just comes out, and quick as anything, Kilkenny are on it, and just there, Seven just came off his feet.
Players ahead of the kicker.
Onto his knees.
Yeah, he went down to his knees just at the last moment in front of the referee, and there was a golden opportunity as well because Dudley had tidied that ball up, and they had numbers on this right-hand side. So, a let off for St Mary's as the nails are being chewed by Maloney, coach for St Mary's. Nice try, new technique. You could have done with that years ago. I'd say you'd have loved that, Bernard.
I did that lots of times, Reggie, but I didn't mean to. I did throw it to the scrum half many times, but it was by accident. But I like it. I like this thing.
Definitely. It's a new one, all the way.
I think there was he dummied it, and he was hoping that the referee was going to give a free kick for the pod to beat up in front.
That's okay. That's good.
Kenny decided to take a scrum.
It's a good one for the show reel later.
Right now.
Kenny now. And they look in control of this game, Kilkenny. We've seen some good bursts from Mary's, but Kilkenny are sort of in control of the game.
Yeah, it's classic cup rugby. They're really good balance between, playing fast or when they lose momentum to go into the air, and they've got points on the board and they're a real threat at the breakdown. But here they go now, maybe launch something off the scrum.
Charlie Kennedy's been lively in this game as well, the scrum half. Plenty of activity. Having to pick and go on that one as the scrum was a little bit unstable. Mary's putting on great pressure at scrum time. Look at the strength of Andrew Sparrow there, holding that one up. Did really, really well as Kennedy goes in again to try and tidy things up. Furlong acts as scrum half. Good pass from him to the tight head, Adam Shirley. Good quick ball available now. They're going to go wide on this one. Up goes the boot from Nocton. And again, John Brennan's underneath it. Takes it really well. And he's got some space. Just scragged to the ground. Cross comes the cover tackle now. Mary's. Was there an offside there? There's a knock on though, and they're gone, Kilkenny. They've got Shirley on that outside channel. He's going straight for that try line. Needs support now. Hands off blue is the call. That must be a penalty. It is too. McHugh now off his feet. So a free chance here as Botha plucks that one from the air. Kennedy going right. He's got numbers. Nocton tries to dink one through. Oh, that's knocked forward. Rogers trying to get his hands on it. Kilkenny still there with it. It was picked up well by Dudley. On they go. Advantage is probably over at this stage. He hasn't signalled yet, the referee. Pick and drive is the option for Kilkenny. Number 8, Stephen Smith, going in to get his hands on this one. He's got numbers outside him. Now they try and use those numbers as Nocton. Bad pass from him. Miscommunication into the arms of the waiting Louis McGoran, who was very glad to pick that one up. And once again, Mary's let off the hook.
Yeah, Kilkenny be livid that the advantage is over there. They would have fancied 3 points, but good defence by Mary's in the end. They scrambled back really well.
No, back.
Up goes that boot again. It's been watched all the way by Moore. Takes it this time, puts it outside towards Sean Nocton. He steps back inside, and there is some space there. Can he get his hands free to get that pass? Rolls down just in time. Kennedy now gets it towards Stanley. Clear out is good from the loose head. Watch Horn. Now they might put this one up. Kennedy is looking around to see what the options are. He goes for that box kick. They're going to test Brennan again. It's taken this time though by Gilburn instead. The out half and the full back communicating well with each other. And there's a penalty. Offside coming in from the side entry. Yeah, good work there from Brennan, and also Gilbourne. Communication between the two of them.
Yeah, they've been very good. In fairness, I think Kilkenny's tactics are spot on. It's real cup rugby. Don't overplay. Put the pressure on the opposition by testing them under high ball. In fairness, they haven't got any reward because Brennan and Gilbourne are so good. But what they haven't dropped anything. But what Kilkenny are doing is attacking that breakdown then and getting scraps off that. That time they were over anxious and counter ruck through and kicked the ball on the ground. So it was a penalty. But it's a tactic that's working for them in terms of keeping their forwards on the front foot.
Given this relentless rain, you have to admire the skills of catching those high balls from the air. Kilkenny don't engage in that drive. Interesting tactic from Kilkenny.
Let it go right. Leave it.
Mulvihill now getting it towards Pollocky. Oh, good line. Well held there by Evan Moynihan.
Hands out.
Came in, that's pace there.
Not disturbing the ball.
On goes McGurran again. Needs support here. They didn't compete this time, Kilkenny, leaving it to him. Oh, good hands from McHugh, the hooker. Gets it outside him towards Ross Moore. As we come towards the end of this first half, it's Mary's now who just knocked that one on, but we'll go back for that penalty.
Slow down the ball. Ruck forward.
Yeah, good referee. You could see the Kilkenny player, he had his hands on it, and you felt that the referee was pushing the referee to not give a penalty, but slowing it down enough that they could get their defensive line set.
There's hands in the ruck.
Got picked up on there. But yeah, we saw Kilkenny using the tactic of not engaging in the maul and nearly backfired on him.
When they're not engaging in that maul, can they keep marching up the pitch like that?
Yeah, you're not supposed to move forward, actually, to be honest, Reggie. Yeah. So usually what happens is the catcher turns and breaks away, but Mary's seemed to transfer the ball back to the catcher and started to move forward. So it should have been maybe picked up by the referee.
Yeah, they got a good 10 metres there where it wasn't. So
that's fine. Take it.
I'm surprised they got away with that one. But anyway, Mark McHugh with the throw finds McGurran. Set up this draw. McHugh, has he knocked that one on? He has. It just went in to rip the ball from McGurran and try and get the maul moving forward, and you could see it as he went in. His left hand just slips out of it and shoots out the other side, and Kilkenny were on it straight away.
Yeah, it's the second ball that's kind of shot out of a maul. It seems, I think Mary's needs to just get a message on. It needs to be taken rather than shifted back. You just see it's quite high carry there, and yeah, he just knocked it on, and it's a missed opportunity for St Mary's. Haven't turned down 3 points to go to the corner. They have nothing to show for it.
I'm going to go this way.
Kilkenny are under scrum pressure, so they want this feed to be spot on from Charlie Kennedy, because you can be sure Marys are going to go for a shunt straight away off this one. Watch for this. Go for it. They have to stop now. So they've managed to survive this one. Kilkenny, ooh, that one looked a little bit high coming in there. Hang on, says the referee. They're going back for it.
This man off his feet.
Off his feet is the call.
Number 7 off feet.
Might be lucky there, Marys. I thought it was a bit of a high shot.
There was a high tackle, and they got away for that, but then from the ruck, Mancelli just came flying in, missed contact whatsoever. It was like a missile going across.
Penalties at the breakdown. Oh, and better discipline, please. That player's clearly off his feet. Number 7, if you want.
Yeah, well explained by the referee. He just wants better pitches at the breakdown, and unfortunately there, Luca Mancelli trying to make something happen, but came flying off his feet and well picked up.
And a great relieving pressure kick there for Kilkenny as we're approaching half time. They'll be happy with how it's going so far, the Kilkenny players and coaching staff.
5.
But there is that slight breeze that I mentioned.
2 metres that way.
They're by no means out of the woods yet.
Is he in the line-out? Fair.
As you see,
Number 3, open the gap, please. Open the gap, thank you. Good.
Referee trying to sort out that line out a little bit messy. Bolton now going towards his number 8 Smith, and again the line out just hasn't functioned for either team today.
Let it go, Red.
Mary's
Let it go,
McHugh going forward again. Kilkenny not competing at that breakdown. They're picking and choosing their moments. Big drive coming in there. Huge hit from Sam Dudley. Now that all came from that drive from Dudley, forcing the play back, scrappy ball available, and in the end there, Gilbourne knocking it on.
Yeah, Dudley's had a huge amount of work rate in this half, and that was a big tackle from him. And from that, obviously, what Mary's are on the back foot, and just forced a handling error, big hit on the opposition flanker Magnelli and Mancelli. So yeah, bravery from Kilkenny so far in defence has been outstanding.
Great technique as well. You could see got his body position set, Sam Dudley, and then the leg drive following through afterwards.
Number 8, shoulder in early. Starting here and then you can move. Start here. Yes. Start in the middle, 9. Crouch! Bind! Set!
So Kilkenny with this put in. Drive comes again from Mary's. Real pressure at scrum time, but we're bringing it towards half time. And Sean Naughton puts that one out of play, and they'll go in at half time, the happier of the two teams. Very little between the sides, but at half time, 2 penalties from Sean Naughton are the difference between the teams. Kilkenny 6, St Mary's 0.
When I was little, I saw a revolution. Back in those days, we didn't see many electric cars. Now, you see them everywhere, even electric scooters. Everything changes. You'll see when you grow up.
Renault Zoe E-Tech 100% electric with 0% APR.
The world of travel. It's a funny old world. A world that's not easy to navigate.
We might go to one place to find where we want to go, and another
to get it all together. And somewhere completely different
to book it.
Looking for a simpler way to book travel? Welcome to the app that lets you dream, plan, and book your next trip all in one place. Welcome to Orbsy.
Looking for a new home, car, or paying back a loan? Your credit score could be making things more expensive. But getting the right assistance makes all the difference. Credit Karma has supported more than 100 million members worldwide. Learn how to improve yours for free. Download the free Credit Karma app today.
Stop bidding and collect me prescription.
Worried about your medicine? Try Lloyds Direct for NHS prescriptions ordered online and delivered for free. Lloyds Direct, one less thing to worry about.
Get up and go.
There are some drivers who are part of something special. They know they can keep on moving because they're covered by the UK's #1 breakdown service. With unlimited call-outs and more expert patrols than anyone else, they are members of the AA. This winter, you could join them from as little as £6 a month. Go to the AA.com now. The AA. Be with the best.
Golden balls. Get 2-for-1 cinema tickets for a whole year when you switch car or home insurance.
What an opportunity and what a goal!
Asensio, he goes for goal and he scored!
The Devils have the lead here. Oh my goodness! They've landed a big right hook on the chin of the South Africans.
Heavyweight March on Premier Sports.
Welcome back to Energia Park for this Bank of Ireland Leinster Senior Schools Cup quarter-final between Kilkenny and St Mary's, where Kilkenny are 6 points to 0 the better, having scored 2 penalties in that first half from the boot of Sean Naughton. Don't forget that Premier Sports is your home of the URC, and there's a big game this Saturday evening when Leinster face Ulster at Kingspan Stadium. Coverage begins at 7 on Premier Sports. The rain has continued to fall, and if anything getting a little bit heavier, but we can see there instructions coming in to the players. Your thoughts on that first half? It was one of errors mostly, wasn't it, Bernard?
Yeah, a lot of errors, but I think in fairness the game manager Kilkenny has been superb. They'd be disappointed don't have more points on the board. Had a couple of try scoring opportunities from defensive pressure, and obviously had that penalty that was playing advantage that they lost. They probably would have taken the 3 points. So it's very much game on. Be interested if Mary's can use the win to their advantage in the same way that Kilkenny did. Looks like Mary's are team more about playing ball in hand, so it mightn't suit them as much, but I'm sure that's the message the Mary's coaches are going to be trying to get on, to make sure you play territory and put pressure on Kilkenny.
The line-out has been a bit of a bone of contention for both teams. In these conditions, what's the go-to advice for a coach to younger players?
Look, they both tried to shorten their line-out and went to 5 men, but unfortunately they seem to be trying to throw the ball to the middle/back, and I just think the both hookers now, certainly the Mary's hooker, with that botched throw earlier on, it went free kick from Mark McHugh. I think he'll be looking to find a couple of easy outs just to get him into the game, and also possession is key. In fairness, Mary's haven't been able to do anything off line out. Like Kilkenny's ball has been very disrupted and no quality in terms of launch, I think.
Marys do have some big ball carriers in the likes of Andrew Sparrow, and McGoran has been exceptional too, but they don't seem to be able to bring those into the game with any sort of space at all.
Yeah, and they haven't built enough phases, Reggie. There's been 2 or 3 really bright phases, the guys you mentioned, plus I've been very impressed with Moynihan's ability to get over the gain line, but then there's been a handling error, there's been a turnover to breakdown, so their ability to get some fluidity into their attack has been pretty poor, and most of it down to the quality of Kilkenny's defence, to be fair.
Now,
just wait for the whistle on this one, please.
Mark McHugh in picture there. He's been very involved in this first half. The young hooker had a good game, although the line-out has been a little bit difficult for him. But that's as much about the movement and the conditions as anything else. It'll be Kilkenny who will get us underway through Sean Naughton in the second half. Swings the right boot, going long. That one is still in play. He'll come back in towards Naughton again. He'll put a bit of distance on that one. Doesn't find the pitch though. And now Gilbourne trying to find a way through, meets his opposite number. Change there as Tracy comes on for St. Mary's, getting his first touch on the ball at 9. Rossmore taking it a stage further. Tracy with the box kick, launches a high one, plenty of air on this one. This is tricky, the chase is strong. You could see it, Andrew Moore. You could almost hear those forwards, like hooves racing towards him. There was 3 big forwards. No doubt he could have heard that on the surface, Bert.
Oh, that was a really difficult kick to catch. Great chase from McHugh. You said he's been busy in the first half, and he got there and put massive pressure on the Kilkenny fullback as his ball was coming down, and just bang, yeah. And it probably lucky it wasn't a penalty because it was picked up in front by the Kilkenny player. But that'll give Mary's confidence, and getting a bit of change out of their kicking game is the first bit of change they've got out of it.
Now Marys will want to start this second half well.
Start! Steady there, hold it.
Good chance here. Tracy gets that ball into the back of McGoran, but it leaves it to Tracy this time out towards Moynihan. Little ball back in behind, it's well played there. Now we see Brennan coming into the line, steps back around. First real bit of back interplay we've seen from St. Mary's.
Back up first.
Tracy, but he's caught that time, he knocked it on that time. The calls were coming in before that, and Mary's just a little bit hesitant around things, not trying to move the ball. They're looking around, looking for a referee decision, just play.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's another example of Mary's lack of ability to get that second and third phase going. A great backline move that got Brennan into a little bit of space. He showed great footwork, but that ball just moved on, and they've already changed their 9 early in the game, and just not getting any quick ball away from the breakdown.
Yeah, and it was Conor Tracy, the replacement 9, who actually hit it off the legs of Luca Jennings, the other replacement who's come on in the back row.
Crouch! Bind!
So now Kilkenny with the put in. As I keep saying, that scrum's been under pressure. And it does go backwards a bit there, and it's gone loose, and it's out the back, and it's picked up on McGraw. The chance here for Mary's. Little step on the inside by Moynihan. There was numbers on the outside.
More!
Decided to go himself.
Away round!
Pick and drive seems to be the option now. Message must have been from half-time to keep things that little bit tighter. The whole back line are looping around on the right, but it's there, and it goes McHugh with a little drive. He's turned and held up in that position. Is he held up over the line again?
Over the line and up.
He is, and you said it earlier, Bernard, they've got to recognise the right time to go for it and not. And that's twice when they've been over the line, but maybe they should have recycled it.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. In fairness, look at a young player.
Behind you, please.
He hits it hard, he twists, but you've got to be sure there. You've got to go back towards your own scrum half rather than go the other way if you're not sure you can get it down. And another goal line dropout for Kilkenny, who in fairness are defending for their lives. And they were caught on the hop a little bit there because the ball spat out the Kilkenny side of the scrum, so their defence was 6s and 7s, but they managed to get back into the game.
This is dangerous, right in open play. You see Moynihan looks to offload. There's nobody there though. Dudley's in on him. Tracy is on the ball now, and they've big numbers on this right-hand side, Mary's. Pollocky drives forward. The clear out is there. Tracy uses Tom McAniff. Again, just keeping it a little bit tight, Mary's. Not wanting to take any risks. On goes O'Brien.
Let it go now.
They need to protect that ball. Tracy through the middle. Good break from the young scrum half. Replacement at half-time.
Let it go, hands out.
Once again, it's there, and they'll need someone. O'Brien steps in. He's playing at 9. McGoran will be looking to get his hands on it, and it's a penalty. Not rolling away is the call as Bramley. Paddy Bramley just getting himself into an awkward position. A few nervous faces there. And Mary's just going to take the 3 points, and probably a good option, settle things down a little bit, get on the scoreboard. Loads of time to go in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they've had a little bit of territory now and possession in the right area and just looking to get the scoreboard moving. But in fairness, they've tightened up a little bit in terms of their attack, and they're using likes of McAniff and Pollocky to punch holes, and obviously the replacement scrum half, Tracy, that was a great little break from him. Really good leg drive, low body position, and he gets them those 5 or 6 yards that gives them the chance to win the penalty because Kilkenny don't roll away.
Dara Gilburn strikes that one off the post. It's been fumbled a little bit, and he was just way too nonchalant about that one, Bernard.
Yeah, it's a big miss. That's cup rugby. That's nerves. Things aren't going your way, and that would have been a gimme. They would have expected to slot that, and if Queer hits quality, he normally does. But that's place kicking at this level. A bit of wind hits the post.
Oh, just off that right upright. Maybe he thought it was a foregone conclusion. They go long again. He'll try and make up for it here. Good take. Bringing in McGoran again. Good run from the number 8. Tracy gets it outside towards Hooker McHugh, but he had to check his run. So he's tackled by his opposite number. Gilbourne puts it on the outside channel again. Oh, that's a good poach. He's right in there. Smith.
That was unlucky there, Reggie.
That had to be a penalty, that you would think. But they let it go. Tracy puts it outside towards Pollocky. He's drilled back in the tackle by his opposite number, Stanley. Tracy, great pick up that off the deck. Really had to work for that one, Gilbourne. Off his toes. Miscommunication again between the Mary's players, but it's tidied up well by Ross Moore. Now will Tracy put a boot on this one? He does. Half charge down. Watched all the way by Naughton. Good step by him. The ground betraying him a little bit, but he... No release is the call from the referee. It's all getting a little bit feisty down there now.
Number 12. You're a captain, aren't you?
Referee will have a word with them.
Better example. You've come in pushing and shoving. It's going to be 10 metres more against you. Back you go.
Captain Harry Rogers for Kilkenny getting a bit of a telling off there for coming in and pushing and shoving, and that will give St Mary's a golden opportunity as Dara Gilburn brings play inside the 22, and they'll try and get this line out sorted out.
There you are now.
Yeah, harsh 10 metres because it was a Mary's player who started it off. The number 8 McGowan came in, but look at big opportunity for Mary's here. They've been unlucky not to get a score so far, and it's a great line out opportunity for them.
Big call on the penalty call before that too, and Stephen Smith looked like he really had gotten his hands on that, but anyway, referee didn't see it that way as they go. Oh, once again, just knocked forward by Kilkenny that time. Garran tidies it up. So I think it'll be an advantage to Mary's one way or the other. Seem to go forward in the lineouts of a Kilkenny hand, but we'll continue on as Mary's go with the pick and drive. They'll have the advantage here. O'Brien and McGoran linking in together. Out it goes to Andrew Sparrow. The tight head trying to barge his way forward a little bit more. Tracy now with that pass. Lovely play by Gilburn, just finding a half gap and getting that offload. They've numbers on the outside. Oh, the little grubber kick. Oh, huge call from the referee. Calling it back again for the penalty.
Time off.
Let's have a listen to him.
Hold on. So I have a high tackle against number 6, Red. You gotta just have a word with him, keep it down, yeah. It's a high tackle. Make sure you keep it down, please. In here. High tackle.
Yeah, good call from the referee there. Glenn Sheridan.
Hang on, let's watch the decision.
Yeah, lovely offload to Hopkins, and he was coming across. Dudley was coming across, try-saving tackle for him, and he unfortunately just crept up a little bit high. There was no malice in it, just well picked up by the referee.
Interestingly enough, they are going to go for this kick, but they're going to change kicker and put Conor Tracy in for this one, I think. There's Sam Dudley there. He's had a good game, Sam Dudley, the back row, been everywhere, some good carries, but in really, really strong tackles as well. Now, Conor Tracy just settling things down a little bit. Would dearly love to get his team on the score line, get some confidence into this Mary's team. Strikes it well. Strikes it very well between the posts, and that will settle his team. As Peter O'Byrne comes on for the Mary's team for Zach Hopkins. And that's an important 3 points for Mary's, Bernard.
They needed that. It was just getting to a stage where if they don't score, you feel it'd be a mental blow to them, but they get 3 points on the board. Now this game is so evenly balanced.
Kilkenny now midfield just haven't had much possession in this past while, as Tracy boots them back down into their own territory. They're back there to deal with though. Andrew Moore takes it well. They come open field a little bit more. Naughton just trying to straighten things up a little bit, go back to the protection of his forwards. Kennedy is looking for, and it's a mistake from Adam Shirley. And now it just feels a little bit like the momentum is swinging towards Mary's favour. Kilkenny weren't making those types of mistakes in the first half. They're starting to look a little bit nervous.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's the exact same tactics as Kilkenny used to dominate the first half in terms of territory. Just Mary's getting down there, good kick chase, putting pressure on the Kilkenny ball carriers to try and manoeuvre, to try and exit. And Shirley's had a big game. That's the first mistake he's made. I mean, himself and Sparrow, both look 2 tight head props for the future.
Set!
Tracy has looked lively since he's come on to the scrum half. Again, the big scrum coming from Mary. It's just a little bit of a slip on that tight head side from Kilkenny. So we'll reset again.
You can see the Kilkenny hooker, Ashton Boda, really going to try and strike for this against the head. You know, you don't see much of it at the senior game anymore, but both hookers looking to have a go on the opposition ball and get a clean strike.
Shoulder here, thank you. Crouch!
Good scrum for Mary's. Solid ball. Makes its way back. Kilkenny just trying to nudge it a little bit. It's there. Gilbourne now. Good pass on the outside again. The fumble comes in from Brennan. Just juggling the ball. Pass not quite going to hand.
Yeah, it's a nice strike from Mary's, but maybe just not the best option on a day like this where the ball is greasy. Bringing Gilbourne's taking a right to the line. He's got 4 options, but they're on the back foot from the scrum, and just see here, lots of different movement. And unfortunately for Brennan, he just can't get a clean set of hands on it, and a knock on, and an opportunity for Kilkenny now to get down the field for the first time this half.
Crowd! Bind! Set!
Kilkenny now with this scrum in the teeming rain. You can see it there. Coming down even heavier now. Kennedy gets it out towards Naughton. He's blocked down, but it fortunately falls back into the arms of Hillebrand. Let off there for Kilkenny. A big tackle coming in from Naughton. Tracy now gets it outside towards O'Brien. Kilkenny building their way back into this a little bit. They'll be pinned with this kick. You can see it coming already.
Use it!
Tracy putting this one up. Got to find a way to deal with this. It's a good kick. It's knocked on though. Knocked on by Mary's. There's a good kick chase there, as we saw Ross Moore going up on that one.
It was a great kick chase, and Ross Moore putting big pressure on. He's very isolated there, Andrew Moore. If that ball falls a little bit more favourably to Kennedy, he's in under the post, and that's the way this game is going. It's on a knife edge, and one mistake could cost their team a place in the semi-final of the Leinster Schools Cup.
How do you deal with that? You know Marys are just going to keep banging up those box kicks and pinning you back the whole time. What's the message from the sideline?
I think they need to get someone else back there. You need to have some kind of kick escort or someone there to pick up the scraps if the ball gets knocked on. It's telegraphed that they are going to box kick. I think Kilkenny need to get more in the backfield quickly.
Need to get this scrum right first though. It's there for Smith. Kennedy now digs it out, puts it out towards Naughton. Little step from him. Makes good ground as well. Tackle coming in from McGowan. Kennedy using the forwards. Lovely offload to Stanley. Now they're getting a bit of width on it. Dudley, lovely hands from him. Oh, Botha. It's a scrap one. It's kicked through by Moynihan. Where's this one going to end up? Well covered by Zach Furlong. Tidy that one up brilliantly, the open side. Kennedy, they've got to start all over again. Bolter now will try and make up for that last error. Not held in the tackle, so he can keep rolling forward. Kennedy will probably return the box kick favour. Up it goes. The chase is on there now. Full back goes up. It's brilliantly taken by Andrew Moore. Kilkenny playing the conditions well. Shirley with a big hit forward and good presentation. They go back down this blind side, but there's numbers here, and that's dangerous. And they've gone through with O'Byrne for Marys, who stepped brilliantly. Whitehorn goes back and makes a brilliant tackle on it, but they still have it. Good hands from the prop. Sparrow gets it out to his second row, McAniff. And now Mary's really hammering that line. Tracy digs in there, finds Pollocky. He needs support. In goes Smith again to try and get his hands on it. Go through the middle. Tracy, now Sparrow. Hands off. He's made huge ground. The tight head prop. Brilliant run from him. Pick through the middle. Defence frantic there from Kilkenny. Once again, Sparrow tries to go. There for Pollocky. There goes the reach there, almost. Lift by McHugh. He's held just short of the line.
Hands out, right.
Hands out is the call from the referee. They're going to go left. They'll need to hit this one low. Brilliant tackle coming in from Dudley again. Are they there? No, backwards says the ref, just short. Again the pick and drive, it's short again.
What defence?
Kilkenny defence is unbelievable. It's there. They got there in the end. And it was the loose head. Young King managed to find a little gap. There wasn't much there, but they were patient. They didn't go too early. And that man bided his time, picked and a good finish in the end.
Much better patience from Mary's. We know we spoke about him being held up twice, but it comes from this brilliant bit of line speed here on the outside, and Kilkenny just try and shift it on. It was McGowan who got in the channel, and then it was Peter O'Byrne who makes a lovely break, and from that they were on the front foot and they get the ball out to the big tight head Sparrow, who gives it on to McAniff, and once they got in 5 metres this time, they didn't panic. They just went one by one, moment by moment.
Conor Tracy now with the chance to add the 2 points. Going through his pre-kick routine again. Strikes it well again, strikes it right between the posts, adds those 2 points, and that's Cup Rugby. It looked like Kilkenny were in control, as we see it here again. Watch King, doesn't panic, bides his time, and it's a big drive from him. The defenders just running out of numbers there in the end for Kilkenny.
Yeah, great body position, he's really powerful. We've been talking a lot about Sparrow, but he's having a big game as well, King, and he gets a try.
Well, okay. Yeah,
he's been replaced now, and he's done his bit. It'll be up to the rest of the team to finish it off, as we see Kilkenny try and pin them back. Mary's now will be quite keen to play the remainder of this game down in the Kilkenny half, and with the conditions the way they are and that slight breeze that they have, you can expect everything to be booted down into Kilkenny. Kilkenny have got to go for it now. They've got to play some open rugby.
Yeah, big mindset change for them now. They were protecting the lead, but now they got to go and open up a little bit, and obviously they're against the wind, so they can't use their kicking game as much. So we may see the ball get a little bit more width now as they search for that opportunity to break the Mary's defence.
Throw comes in from both, and again it's scrappy. It's tapped back on the Mary's side by Sparrow. No one jumped for that one for Kilkenny. Complete miscommunication. Pick and go from Tiernan O'Shea, the replacement prop.
Okay.
Tracy gets ready to pin it back with 4 Kilkenny players in the backfield waiting for this one.
Okay.
Moore is there, pushes it out towards Naughton. It's a scrappy one. Naughton with a little step back inside, but he's done that a lot. Trying to find some space, and the tackle comes in. Big tackle coming in by Kennedy, but it's illegal, I think, is the call from the referee.
Be careful. There's no level of force. Just lifted the leg.
Yeah, Naughton has ducked back in a few times. He's a right footer, so he's trying to get onto that side to kick, but fairness, the defence has been good from St Mary's. We just see, unfortunately, there they a little bit over anxious in the tackle technique and lift the leg. As the referee said, nothing malicious.
Tiernan O'Shea, the replacement prop, coming on for try scorer Fionn King for St Mary's. I don't know, looked like a good tackle to me. My bias towards the front row.
Look, he got him on the ground, that's for sure, but I think there was a little leg lift. Nothing dangerous, and penalties more than enough.
Just a man down behind you there, 1 second.
But you think, that last lineup for Kilkenny, Reggie, as you said, no one got in the air. It seemed to be chaos. Whether a couple of subs now have interfered with the communication channels, but they need to get the ball kicking down the line of this, need to win the source of possession and get the ball into Naughton's hands, like Harry Rogers. Andrew Moore's been brilliant in the backfield, but what can he do ball in hand from an attacking position?
They need to sort this line out first and foremost, as both tries to wipe the ball down in these horrendous conditions. This time it does go to hand, it's off the top. Dudley now with the carry. Good driving tackle in on him by the winger Kennedy for St Mary's. Let's see a pick here from Stanley. Yeah, good drive from him. Stanley makes another 2 or 3 metres now. The tight head prop Shirley looks to have a go. Another metre from him. The ball is there. Just lost forward in that tackle. And a huge turnover for Mary's.
Yeah, Kilkenny, in fairness, are trying to pick and go through the middle, use their forwards, big powerful carry from the second row. We saw Stanley, and then Shirley goes as well, but just as he goes to ground here, there's a little slight knock on. Great hit by the Mary's back row, Aaron O'Brien. Really good body position and good technique.
just loses control of the ball as he hits the ground, and the referee right there on hand to see it.
Crouch! Bind!
The tiredness is creeping in now. The scrum is just getting a little bit messy.
Get it back, please. Hold the space.
Somewhat understandable,
Same
given
mark.
the conditions and time ticking away now for Kilkenny. Need to try and get some possession, and we haven't seen Kilkenny in the Mary's half at all in this half.
Set!
Tried to get that strike, but Tracy gets it, and Gilbourne now look to pin this one back. It's very well taken by Andrew Moore. He looks up, he's got players on his inside, but he swings the left foot at it instead. It's taken in a diving catch by John Brennan of St. Mary's, who gets away from the first tackle, but not the second from Bramley. Mary's coming around that corner. That man again, the one and only McGowan. Oh, that one's gone backwards. Great carry there from Tiernan O'Shea. Picked up off his straps. Aaron O'Brien carries that one. And Tracy now calling in his forwards so that he can set that box kick up. It's taken well again by Nocton. Up he goes. Not held in the tackle. Clear out is there. It's good. Kennedy now. Need to inject some pace into this Kilkenny if they're having any chance of getting back into this game. Good continuity from them there as Symes goes to the ground. One comes in from Smith. Makes another metre or two. Mary's looked like they might have gone off their feet a little bit there, and playing it on the ground as well. The referee is right there in front of it. Is he going to go further?
Cynical play.
Cynical play. Straight on with the yellow card, and this is a game changer.
Wow, that's a big call. Referee's had enough of the Mary's players trying to slow the ball down at the breakdown, but it was a big carry from Stephen Smith. He drew in 4 or 5 St. Mary's defenders, and they obviously felt they needed to slow down because they were short numbered.
Jennings, the replacement, is the one who's guilty of that offence, and he was lying. He can appeal all he wants at the sideline. You can see it clearly on the replay, lying in an offside position, puts his left hand and hooshes the ball back. So now,
time off.
With the extra man, Kilkenny, and a line out inside that 22.
We'll get them.
So what would the call be, Bernard? Are they going to keep it tight now for the rest of the game, try and use their forwards? They're up against a pretty physical pack, though.
No, they are, but they've obviously a man less now, and you know we haven't really seen Kilkenny do anything with their line out yet because they find it hard to get to win possession. But this is a great kick down the line by Nocton. Puts him in a great position, and you know I think they'll fancy either breaking into the, driving it straight up the middle, or else some kind of little breakout play into the 10 channel and then get a pick and goals from the forwards.
They just go flat at 2 off this line out, maybe, just make sure of it. Maybe Bramley at 4.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a drive. They've put the 9 back 10 yards, and they've got their 7 Zach Furlong in as the scrum half. So, but again, it's just winning the ball is the key here. They're in the right area of the field.
Bolton now with the throw. He does go to Bramley at the front. They do set up that drive. They're trying to keep that ball in field. Marys have stopped it so far. So it's a little bit scrappy, but it's still there for Kilkenny. They go outside. Good step coming from Rogers, the captain. Ball available again. Kennedy now trying to get some width. Nocton needs support. Marys won't want to give away any penalties here. Ball is there. They've got to get away from it, Marys. Still holding on. It's there for Kilkenny now. Trying to counter up. Pick and drive first.
Advantage offside.
Offside penalty coming, so they have a free shot at this, Kilkenny. Nail biting stuff this, as we see the pick and drive through the middle from Stanley, trying to use his size, but we're going to go back for that penalty. So what do you do?
Obviously it's an easy 3 points for a kicker of Nocton's ability, but will they get back down here to get another score?
They haven't. This is the first time they've really been in the Mary's half. They are going for the kick, though.
Yeah, I think with the man in the bin, they'll back themselves to be able to find some space. But, and also, don't forget, because Nocton's such a good kicker, anything from 40 yards out for him should be kickable. So they just need to make sure to get a little bit of territory.
Well, this is a huge call now for Kilkenny. They've gone for the kick.
Back.
About 7 minutes left in this game. They have the extra man. Nocton strikes it right in front of the post. No mistake with that one. So it's a 1-point game. The penalty is good. And Mary's now the team under real pressure. Even though they're in the lead, they are that man down. They'll try and slow everything they can down at this stage. Osborne now will try and put this one down to the try line nearly if he can. But it's taken well by Kennedy, and he'll pin one back towards Brennan. He's taken those balls well, the high ones. Little step from him, a little bit isolated. He's just going to leave it now. Oh, offside, and this one is kickable too.
Number 5, stop.
It's a big call there as Mark Stanley came in.
We are 6 minutes left.
6 minutes left on the clock. Stanley came in, just tried to get a big paw on the scrum half. Replacement Tracy knocked it out of his hands, but from an offside position, you've got to go for the kick here.
Yeah, absolutely. And even if he doesn't get it, it's going to wind a minute off the clock, give him a chance to get that sin bin back on. But also, worst case scenario for Mary's is it's a 22 dropout, so they should get possession again. That was really well taken by Brennan in the backfield, and he ran it back, with lots of energy and gave them, two-sided attack to play off midfield ruck.
You see Tracy there, the replacement scrum half. He's had a good game. It was a.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
It's always interesting when coaches make those types of changes at half-time, but this has been a correct one, it would seem. He's had a good impact since he came on. He just stole a little meter for himself there as well, but the referee's a bit too cute for that one.
They can't, in the old days on a grass pitch, the kicker would say he was looking for a nicer piece of ground to place the ball, but on a 4G it's like a billiard table, so big kick here now for Tracy, and you're right, he has come on and made a big impact, particularly being able to take the kicks.
Steadies himself. Absolute silence here in the ground. Strikes it well. Has it got the direction? It's got the distance. It's a wonderful kick, but just wide of the post. Looked like it was sailing towards it. Just drags it a little bit to the left. Well struck. So we're in for a thriller of a finish here. Just 1 point between them as Nocton and Kenny making substitution, bringing on O'Sullivan for Mark Stanley in the second row.
The clock is correct.
Nocton now puts plenty of height on this one. The chase is on. Smith electing not to go in the air for that one. Tracy now puts it towards his tight head Sparrow. Marys will try and keep possession for the remainder of this game. Look to keep it tight. McGurran again, magnificent today for Mary's. Oh, little juggle there from McHugh. Just manages to get his hands back on it again. Tracy puts it out towards Pollocky. It's there now for the scrum half. Hands out is the call. So Kenny need to be careful. Could easily have been a penalty, but they've decided to go. There's an injury there to McGurran. He's hurt himself. Is it a cramp? Hopefully it's just a cramp. But he's had some game, hasn't he?
He's been brilliant. And when they needed him to take that 22 dropout, he went and claimed that Mary's just going to do a little bit of a zigzag pattern, going left and right with the forwards like a piston. And I agree. They need to be careful there. That could have easily been a penalty against Kilkenny, which would
the fourth official
be very kickable.
It was 34, so he should be back in about 30 seconds.
Nervous faces in the Kilkenny crowd.
Fourth official has it. Don't worry about that.
Enter into the last 3 minutes of this game.
Yeah, and I just heard the referee saying, Reggie, 30 seconds left on the sin bin. So, Mary's have the scrum here. They build a couple of phases.
Keep the space on your side again, please. Thank you. Crowds!
Now Tracy gets the put in. They'll look to stay down here for the remainder of the game. Scrum needs to be good. It's a good set. It's there. Good pick and drive from the base again from McGowan. Trying to recover from that cramp. Where's the ball? It's picked by O'Brien. Another player who's had a strong game today for St. Mary's. Kilkenny battling to the very end. See Tracy organising his forwards. He's got Sparrow outside him. He'll use him. The big tight head marching his way towards that Kilkenny try line, presenting it brilliantly. Good pick and drive coming from McAniff. And they'd dearly love to finish this off. McHugh now with the drive. Defence standing firm. The replacement, O'Shea, looks to get his hands on it. They've scragged him. Both the hooker has a hold of his jersey, but O'Shea has a go anyway. He's turned now, can't afford to be held up over that line. He's held up over that line, and it will be a drop kick out. And one last roll of the dice for the Kilkenny players. The sin bin is over. Jennings is back on.
You got to mark Kilkenny how brave they've been defending their own line. To hold Mary's up 3 times is a phenomenal result for them, but they're still trapped down here. They need to get down. They need a lucky break. They need a knock on to give them possession back.
Tracy now puts it on the outside. Lovely step there from Ross Moore. Great pace from the centre. Doing exactly what his team needs. Pinning the opposition back in their own half as the clock ticks away. Tracy will use those forwards. Look at Pollocky. He'll hold on to it. Tracy again. He's got Sparrow on his outside. Jennings coming on from the sin bin, trying to make amends. Little pick and drive from him. You can expect to see a lot of that to the end of this game. O'Brien now goes down the other side. Kilkenny defence standing firm at the moment, but they need a turnover. McGowan, big drive from him. Another 2-3 metres from the number 8. On goes Pollocky, big drive from him as well. He's into a winger. He'll always try and get the better there. Tracy, pass on the outside. There's numbers there. Can he reach? Is it over? It's just driven back by Kilkenny. Great defence again. Flick pass out on the left-hand side. Brave play. Kilkenny will be Mary's be happy just to keep pinned back in that corner as that clock ticks away. Another pick and drive. Is it short? Looks to be short. It's there, says the referee. He's given it. It's a big call, but the ball is on the line. Referee Colin Sheridan, Glenn Sheridan, just right on hand.
Oh, well done, Aaron O'Brien. He got his body position right. He reached for the line. You know, he's mentioned the fact that he held up 3 times, but this time to make no mistake. Just got some great carries in the lead up to this, and eventually they're in the right area of the field. And just stay patient. And just one more pick and go here. He goes right. And just bundles through a load of bodies. You can see the ball on the line there, Reggie.
Yeah, it looked like he might have just been short initially, but he got it on that whitewash, and that's all that matters. And it is a grandstand finish to the game. Kilkenny will feel they had an opportunity. They'll probably look back and wonder, should they have gone for that penalty? But it's too late to wonder that now. They were so brave today. This really was. We said it before the game. It was a match that could have gone either way, and it really was right down to the wire. As Tracy lines himself up for this and a chance to add 2 points. Strikes it well, turns it around that corner and puts it between the posts. A wonderful strike from Tracy, and that brings the game to a finish here in Energia Park. A wonderful example of schools rugby, one that could have gone either way, right down to the wire. In the end, St. Mary's just a little bit too strong for a brave Kilkenny team. And a wonderful match here, Bernard.
Yeah, great contest. 2 very evenly balanced teams, and you know, Kilkenny will be disappointed, but they can hold their heads up high, play with a huge amount of pride, spirit and fight, and lots of skill as well. But you know, Mary's obviously with the win, scoring 17 points. That was the key difference.
Yeah, and that brings it to an end as St. Mary's win this one 17 points to 9 against a brave Kilkenny team. And you can see it, Bernard, the disappointment in those Kilkenny players' faces and the joy in the Mary's ones. But as I said, it really could have gone anyway. It was just a brilliant game of rugby.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, Kilkenny's downfall was not being able to capitalise enough. They were knocking over penalties, but realistically, they needed to try to win this game. And Mary's got it at the death, but they had scoreboard pressure going into the last 10 minutes, and it was always going to be difficult for Kilkenny against the wind, with the conditions as they were, to run from their own half.
And we will be going live, of course, for the draw for the next round of the Leinster Senior Schools Cup. A semi-final draw will be taking place live on the pitch for us here on Premier Sport. Colin Maloney from the Schools Committee will be emceeing this. And development officers Kieran Hurrell and Damien McCabe will be making the draw. Nervous times here now, Bernard. Everyone wondering and probably wanting to avoid Blackrock.
Blackrock are the team everyone wants to avoid. So, yeah, it's huge. The draw can be as important as the talent you have sometimes in this cup.
Newbridge College first out of the drum, and they will be playing Blackrock. And as we said, the others wanted to avoid, so there'll be some cheers going around with the other two, as of course we see that it will be Gonzaga College who will take on today's victors, St. Mary's. So Newbridge will be taking on Blackrock, and St. Mary's will be taking on Gonzaga, and both of those games will be on